it's not so much the porn that's keeping you stuck. It's the fact that nobody knows. It's the fact that you're fighting this by yourself. Bang, bang, boom.
What's
Back
up, bro?
at it again.
Good to see you
Back
again.
at it again. You too, my brother. It's been too long, I must say.
Yes, and at the same time, not long enough.
Yes. But brothers, I mean it when I say it to you. It's good to see you here. Good to have you with us here again today for the next episode of the Porn to Purpose podcast. We're your hosts, Coach Matt, Coach Yeadon. Welcome back, brothers. Yeadon,
What's
good to
up,
have
man?
you.
Podcast land.
Yes, sir.
Good to be here again. Good to be chatting with you for a bit.
Hey, man, I want to celebrate real quick. We've been working very diligently on this podcast to create meaningful content and spread the good word and share with our growing audience of listeners. I want to celebrate. Some of you brothers have been taking action, heading on over to the Porn to Purpose website, going through the website, obviously resonating with the material and booking some calls with Yeadon and I. And it's been good to connect with you brothers out there who are listening and inspired to take some action with us.
I've had some great conversations this week with Matt.
Yes.
It's really, really powerful stuff.
Yeah. And so with that, like that kind of leads us in today's conversation. And the teaser for this conversation is the one thing keeping you trapped in the shame cycle. Now, what is the shame cycle? We're going to get into that a little bit here today as well. But what
the
is
shame
the
cycle
one
sounds
thing?
bad. Is that
It does
spoiler alert? The shame cycle is not good.
Yes, I can tell you I've been there. Yes.
Been there, done that, have the t-shirt to prove it.
Yes, sir. So maybe you can relate to this, brothers. Maybe you can relate to myself or Yeadon early on in his journey. Maybe you found yourself somewhere in your relationship with porn, or maybe you're there now, which is why you're tuning in, saying, you know what? I'll figure this out on my own, right? I just need some more time, some more willpower. I got myself into this mess. I can get myself out, right? And maybe you've continued to find yourself trapped in that loop, finding yourself again, ashamed, frustrated, stuck back at day zero, starting the process over again, right? And I would say there's one commonality, one key habit that we see across a lot of men who have not yet entered the recovery journey. Maybe they're just kind of beginning, or maybe they're not there at all. And that is the belief that we got to fight this alone, right? And
yes.
And the silence and the isolation, brothers, we want to offer you today is in fact very often the very thing keeping you in that shame cycle, keeping you repeating the same patterns and same habits over and over again, right?
Shame thrives in the darkness, man.
That's it.
Oh my gosh. It's an explosion that it just overwhelms me. I can remember those moments. Oh man.
Yep. One of the ideas that we've got to offer you, brothers, is it's not so much the porn that's keeping you stuck. It's the fact that nobody knows. It's the fact that you're fighting this by yourself, brothers.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to lay this out for you a little bit. So the number one habit keeping most men stuck, or a lot of men stuck, is keeping it to themselves, right? Trying to fight this in isolation. So maybe you can relate to some of the common narrative. Maybe you recognize that you've been hiding, right? Maybe no one in your life really knows what it is that you're struggling with. Maybe this is like a solo battle, right? We've recently done an episode on the pitfall of the solo recovery journey, right? And it's very easy to what would the word be, to justify. Yes, to justify that, right? With ideas like, hey, I got to deal with this myself. I'll tell someone once I got a little more sober time under my belt, right? And the big one, which a lot of men deal with, right? I can't risk anyone else finding out, right? So maybe
Been
you can
there.
relate, right?
Oh man.
So what are some of the stories or the beliefs or the narratives, right? Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, right? Fear of appearing weak. But it's these stories and these narratives, brothers, we want to pop that bubble today that's actually keeping you stuck, right?
Yep.
So maybe you've heard this quote like out is through. What we've actually got to do, the invitation is to step into the fire, to step into the light, to step into visibility, to be seen. And that's where the shame begins to die, right? And that grasp of pornography begins to loosen its hold on us, right?
Shame
Begin to fellowship.
dies when
That's it.
stories are told in safe spaces.
Right,
Every
right.
time.
All right. Now maybe the secrecy gives you short-term comfort, but it ultimately kills long-term growth. Right? I get the tendency to want to hide. Right?
I'm okay. How you doing? I'm fine.
That's it. That's it. So we've laid that out, right? Maybe you can relate. Maybe you want to admit that to yourself. Maybe not. Maybe you're there. Maybe not. What does this shame loop or this shame kind of cycle look like that I introduced here at the beginning of the episode here today? Again, I know this one all too well. You struggle, right? Urges, temptations, triggers come up, right? You hide it. You deal with it on your own. You try and fight it on your own. You white knuckle it, if you will, right? The shame comes up. You isolate, you withdraw, right? You relapse, right? And you feel even worse. And that just puts you right back into the shame cycle. So it's like, I always like to say, which came first, the shame or the porn, right? Am I using porn to deal with the shame that's going on inside of me, or am I dealing with shame because of the pornography use and the ways I've been acting, which are out of integrity for myself, right? But I found, especially when I'm out of integrity in multiple areas of my life, I get just all bound up, right? And I just feel like a POS. I don't feel good about myself, right? And I find like shame oftentimes leads to more shameful behaviors. That's what I've noticed, right? So maybe we're not feeling that good about ourselves. We're not making progress. Our energy levels are low. Maybe we're depressed. Maybe we're sad. We reach for that low-hanging fruit, right? To feel better about ourselves. It does feel better, as Yeadon says, as Dr. Eddie says, it almost works.
Almost.
It feels good momentarily, but then it just leaves us back in the pit, disconnected, unsatisfied, worse than where we were originally.
Yeah.
Right. And
Matt, as you're talking about the shame spiral, the shame cycle, it's like we talk about it all the time. You don't have a porn problem, you have a pain problem.
right.
Porn is the pill that you take to manage that pain. And then the problem is it almost works.
Right.
But then whatever the original pain was, now we have porn as the pain pill, and it brings along the fear, guilt, shame, all that with it. And now the original pain is compounded with all of the pain all the side effects of the porn pill, right? It's like in some cases, the side effects of the medicine are worse than the symptoms of the disease in some medical situations. Like, dude, I don't want to take that medicine. The side effect is death. No, thanks.
Exactly.
Oh,
so brothers, say you're finding yourself isolated, alone. Right? I find such medicine when I can bring my struggles to my community, bring my struggles to my brothers, be seen and heard and supported and loved. It's like I feel connected again versus like I'm hiding somewhere in the shadows. I'm hiding somewhere on the outside, right? Fueling this shame cycle and dealing with this all on my own. So, Yeadon, like, what are some steps that men can begin to take to break this cycle, or maybe break this pattern of isolation and lone wolfing it in their lives?
the steps, they're super simple. They're also super difficult.
Yeah.
Simple and easy, not the same thing.
Yeah.
As we all have experienced in life. The first step, you got to share it with somebody. Now, caveat, right? I don't recommend just doing a Facebook post or an Instagram post. Hey, public service announcement, I'm a porn addict.
Right.
Probably that's not what we're talking about here,
Right.
guys. We got to be wise about this because this is a sensitive topic.
Yep.
You got to make sure that the person you're talking to, that you're bringing this to, is a safe place. Maybe it's your therapist. Maybe it's a community like the Porn to Purpose community. But somebody safe in your life that is not going to have the judgment, the guilt, the shame. It's not going to add to the emotional pain that's already happening.
Yep.
It's not going to feed that shame spiral.
Yep.
Maybe it's if confession is part of your spiritual practice, maybe it's confession.
Yeah.
My mom grew up Roman Catholic, going to confession. I've actually been to confession once or twice in my life, talking with a priest, not about porn because I don't want to talk to, I didn't even want to talk to my therapist about porn. When I started, he was asked like, how's porn? I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Yeah, no, we don't need to talk about that. I got that. Narrator saying, in fact, he did not have it.
Yes.
But basically that bringing it to light, I don't like to call it confession because confession inherently has feelings of guilt, fear, and shame around it. But basically owning up to where you are is like, bro, I've been stuck in the grip of porn most of my life. And I'm so tired of being in this cycle. I'm tired of not knowing what to do, of finding myself by myself on my phone, in the guilt, the fear, the shame. Is like, I don't know what to do. I can't stop. Speaking that to a safe brother, community, somewhere that is safe. Speaking and I'm ashamed of this. I'm ashamed. It's okay to say that out loud. This is something, right? We've also it's like, yeah, I've done things in my life I'm not proud of. This is just one of those things. I'm not proud of my addiction to pornography for 32 years of my life. 34 years of my life when I do the math. I'm not proud of that. It's a dark part of my life, but it is part of my life. It is part of who I am.
Yep.
And honestly, now that I'm in recovery, I have feelings of gratitude for that addiction because without that addiction, I never would have found real recovery and the growth journey that I'm on now.
Yeah.
So the first step, you got to step out of the dark even when you're still messy. Remember, shame dies when stories are told in safe spaces. You don't have to be clean first. You don't have to have I'm going to get a 30-day sober streak and then I'm going to tell somebody.
Yep.
Well, I hate to say it this way, but let me know how that works out for you, dude.
Yeah.
How's that working out for you so far? So a couple of just maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I was at the grocery store, and I think I talked about this on another podcast. I definitely shared it with the group, but I was at the grocery store Tuesday afternoon, and I just got back from the same grocery store today. And as I was driving to the grocery store this time, I was like, okay, last time I was here, I walked in and there were smoking hot women throughout the grocery store on a Tuesday in the middle of the day. I was not expecting it. Yeah, Aldi. And I remember walking through the grocery store, feeling the pull. Like I wanted to stare at these women. I wanted to follow them around the store. There was a part of me that wanted that. And I noticed, like, I didn't follow them around the store. I might have, passed by the aisle once or twice too many times. But then finally I was like, okay, no, I'm going to get my stuff, get out of here. But then immediately I dropped into the Voxer chat that we have, the audio chat that we use in the Liberation Boot Camp and with our community. Like, yo, fellas, do not go to the grocery store Tuesday at 1 p.m. It's dangerous. I am feeling the pull. There were these wildly attractive women at the grocery store. I was not expecting it. And it was work to stare at my feet and stay focused on the stuff that I needed to get. But being able to say that out loud into a safe space where there's no judgment, there's no fear, there's no shame. It's like, if you're a man, it kind of would be unnatural to not notice a beautiful woman. We're wired to be attracted to that. There's no shame in how we're wired. Being able to notice it, speak it. I brought it to the community, said it out loud, and it removed its power over me. It took away its power. I was like, okay, I've said it out loud. I don't have to think about it anymore. Those thoughts can go wherever thoughts go. Those emotions can subside. So, a couple of things. As you're doing this, you don't have to be clean first. You don't need a sober streak to tell somebody what's going on. You don't have to have the right words. It's not a formal script you got to work on for 30 days. You just got to speak what's going on in your life with vulnerability and transparency.
Yeah.
You don't have to fix it before you tell someone. Because, brother, trying to fix it on your own, me trying to fix it on my own, that's what kept me stuck there for 30 plus years. As I look back, if I had owned up and had more conversations around this, I probably would have found recovery a lot faster than I did. There's no doubt in my mind. I would have found recovery a lot faster than I did. Every man finds it in their own time, on their own journey. But brother, let me be real clear. Don't wait to get this fixed before you let somebody know what's going on. That day will never come. So you don't get free and then tell the truth. You tell the truth and then you get free.
That's it, man.
And honestly, Matt, the hardest person to be truthful with is myself.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, my brain lies to me all the time. Like, no, you're good, right? We don't have to, we can work on this before we say anything. And work on it never comes.
Yep.
I just wake up the next day hoping I'm better.
Yep.
Hope is not a battle strategy.
Yep.
It's not. So your silence on this issue, my silence was not protecting me. It was keeping me trapped.
Yep.
A man's silence around this issue keeps him stuck in the cage. It's suffocating.
Yeah.
The moment you speak up, the shame starts to die. Because I'll tell you what happens, right? When you talk to somebody who's a safe space, guess what happens? Nothing.
Right.
There's no judgment. There's no fear. There's no shame. I remember having a conversation with a cousin of mine. He's one of 4 kids. He's the oldest boy. His dad is not in the picture. His mom and I are first cousins. She knows I'm in recovery.
Right.
And I've offered to my whole family, hey, if anybody ever wants me to talk to their kids about porn, if anybody ever has put me in, coach. And I was talking with my cousin. We were talking about porn. He's a teenager. We were talking about porn and masturbation and all this stuff around this issue. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, Yeadon, this is the first conversation I can remember where I haven't felt any fear, guilt, or shame talking about this stuff. That's what happens when you talk with somebody who's safe. There's only compassion, understanding, and kind of a calling. It's like, hey, I see where you are, but I'm on your team. I want to help you get through this. And especially if you have somebody in your life who's gone through this, who's on any addiction, whether it's porn, drugs, alcohol, sex, food, whatever. Anybody who has struggled with addiction understands what addiction is. And us recovering addicts, we know what it takes. That's a great place to start. In fact, y'all knew this was coming. We have a safe space. Matt designed the Liberation Bootcamp and the Porn to Purpose community as this safe space. Not only is there the curriculum with reading and like exercises to do to understand what drove you to porn and to begin with, but a community of men who are doing the work and understand. Like when I dropped that into the Voxer, like, y'all, I was triggered today. A lot of gorgeous women, and it was tough, right? I was about 90% successful in not looking at anything in the grocery store. And now I'm in my truck on my way home. Having a safe place to say something like that out loud changes the game because you're not in isolation anymore.
Yeah.
So wherever you are on this journey, you need a safe space. If you want to talk with Matt, if you want to talk with me about what it looks like in the Liberation Bootcamp, check us out, porntopurpose.com. Book a call with us. Our calendars are there. You can get on a call with us, totally confidential. We're just talking about life, talking about recovery, talking about where you are, what your goals are, how we can support you on this journey. Because the reality is you're not alone in this fight.
Yep.
You're not alone. This is a common battle that men face. Very common.
And I would propose an ever-increasing problem. Ever-increasing problem.
Ever-increasing problem. I have the entire anthology of pornography in my pocket 24/7.
Yes. One of the early cues I used to give men upon joining the boot camp, one of like the first week assignments, we should make sure it's still one of the early assignments, is tell somebody. Tell somebody you're in this program. Tell someone that's actually in your life, someone that knows you personally. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a brother, maybe it's a priest, maybe it's a pastor, whatever it is, maybe it's a therapist, but tell someone that actually knows you in your life. And it's beautiful to see and to experience and to feel how it immediately begins to like open the pressure release valve just a little bit, begin to create space, begin to create healing as we allow the sunlight in around this conversation. So
I remember, I think it's still in the boot camp. I remember that being in week 1, tell somebody. And I remember talking with my buddy, one of my running buddies, not in the community, not from church, not family. Is like, you know what? I'm going to pick somebody who I'm connected with. We've been running now together for years. We get together for coffee periodically. We have a group chat with my running buddy. I'm telling like, hey man, I just started this program. One of the assignments was to tell somebody what I'm doing.
Yep.
I'm in this recovery program for porn addiction.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, dude, good for you. Now I have no idea where he is in his relationship or non-relationship with porn. But 1, I knew it was a safe space. And 2, all he did was give me support. He's like, man, good for you. Good for you. Let me know how it goes. Right?
That's it. I'll wrap with this. Byron Katie in Loving What Is.
Great
she
book.
Articulates in a beautiful way that fantasy, that reality is so often much kinder than fantasy. We think it's going to be this big, scary beast, man. And we tell someone, especially someone we trust, and someone that we know loves us in our lives, and the compassion, understanding, and grace that we can receive can really be so healing, like a soothing balm. So
100% yes.
that's it, man.
So,
Thank
brother,
you, Yeadon.
yeah, thank you, man, for bringing this topic up. And man, if you're out there listening, do us a favor. Hit the like button on whatever platform you're listening to. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, do all the things, please, if you would. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts, preferably a high review. But y'all, we want to spread the message farther so that more men can get on the journey to freedom.
Yep.
So men know that they're not alone in this battle.
Yep.
With this addiction, with this coping mechanism.
Yep.
Give us a like, give us a subscribe, share it with a friend if you can. Do the things. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Check us out at porntopurpose.com. Schedule a call with us if you can. We want to talk with you. We want to support you in your battle against this monster. And in the meantime, keep doing the work.
Yeah. Keep showing up.
See ya on the next episode.
Love you, brothers. Yeadon, thanks for being here today. Brothers, we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode, wherever you are in the world. Peace, power. Noble men.
Noble men.